U.S. law enforcement officials say even in this holiday week, they're very concerned about possible suicide bombings in this country. Security experts say soft targets, such as shopping malls where so many of us are spending time, are especially vulnerable. Believing U.S. first responders can learn a lot about suicide attacks from their Israeli counterparts, the Jewish Institute for National Security Affairs hosts week-long training sessions in Israel. CNN Justice correspondent Kelly Arena was allowed exclusive access.
Armed with intelligence about a would-be suicide bomber, undercover Israeli border police successfully take him into custody and deal with the violent aftermath. This is just a demonstration for U.S. law enforcement partners, but it's a reality Israeli police confront all the time.
It just seems like everything is, every waking moment is contemplating what is the next worst case scenario and how can we prepare for it.
Jeff Wiley is a sheriff in southeast Louisiana, in Israel with others like him to learn firsthand from Israelis who respond to suicide bombing attacks.
I'm not saying that it's easy to come and to see an adult dead, but when it's young people, like young girls, it's something that stays with you for a long, long time.
In 2001, a suicide bomber attacked patrons at this nightclub in Tel Aviv and killed 21 people. The group learns the bomb was filled with nails and ball bearings to make it as deadly as possible. They also get some practical advice on how to stop an attacker.
Isolate him from the public and to try to prevent him from taking an action to blow up himself. If you see any suspicious move or something, there's nothing to do besides of shooting and neutralizing him.
The general says if you're close enough, grab the bomber's arms to prevent detonation. And don't push him down on his stomach, where the detonator is likely to be placed. Solid information Wiley can share back home.
They would readily admit that they have learned from their mistakes, and therefore we can learn without having to make those same mistakes.
Since 2000, officials say more than 1,000 Israelis have been killed by suicide bombers. But in the last 2 years, the violence has dropped dramatically. Tourists and young people in particular are once again crowding cafes and nightclubs. Israeli officials credit many things, first among them, the fence along Israel's border.
The barrier separating Israelis from Palestinians remains extremely controversial, but Israeli security officials say the numbers speak for themselves. The amount of suicide bombings and sniper attacks, they say, has fallen more than 90% since this wall was erected.
The Israelis talk about security in circles. The fence is the outermost ring. Cameras along it help Israelis gather intelligence, though officials won't get into details.
It's enough information to secure your place.
Once inside the country, another ring of security, armed guards at any nightclub or restaurant you go to. And there are other proactive measures. These police officers are randomly checking hotel records for suspicious individuals or activity.
And we're checking it with the computer, and I can tell you that only last week we got a name that there was an order to arrest him.
The end result is a safer Israel, but officials admit the tactics are not foolproof. Just this month, the suicide bomber killed 5 people outside a mall in Netanya. Kelly Arena, CNN, Jerusalem.